Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be putting these pages together, setting up my currently journal. Before I set up the pages, I need to set up my new journal because my old one is already full. I am using an Archer and Olive B6 notebook. Is dotted, and this is the notebook that I use to do my currently pages. These pages are the catcher where I document all the things that I am watching, reading, and listening to for each month. I began documenting in this notebook back in September of 2022, and it took until August to fill this notebook up, and I am excited to start the new one. So before I start the pages for September, I'm going to set up a cover page. This is going to help me quickly know what started in 2023 and then into 2024. I could start a new notebook for 2024, but I don't like to waste pages, so I am hoping that I can catch as much as the year 2024 in my notebooks. I do not mind that my notebooks are not all contained together, like I don't have a notebook with all 2022 or 2023. I'm okay with having a continuous thing going with my notebooks. Okay, so let's jump into what we came here to do, which was to set up these pages. I start setting up my two pages at the beginning, which are for my reading journal or my reading tracker. I'm going to do a simple design, and every month I start with 3 colors. These are the colors that are going to guide the design, the stickers, the inks that I'm going to be using in my spread. When I start doing my pages, I don't come in with a design in mind, but just having those 3 colors give me a good base to start with. So I like to do my pages in that the first page is a reading tracker. The reading tracker is basically just a calendar, so I'm gonna let the magic of the internet do it for me, so that way you don't have to wait here while I put all those numbers together. So the idea for my reading calendar is that I would highlight at the end of the month all the days that I read. The thing is that I have been challenging myself to read every day, so I haven't had a chance to skip a day because I am trying to break my streak in my Kindle app with my reading. So I've been trying to read, even if it's for 15 minutes every day, and just tackle that challenge and do it. So I do the calendar basically just for my own thing, and it feels good to see month after month, to see that calendar full. It just gives me what I need to keep going and just keep reading. Once I have my calendar set up, I go ahead and try to embellish it a little bit. Now, you will notice that my pages are usually very simple, and some might see it as plain. I say it month after month, and that is that my pages come to life once I put all the journaling together. And I will encourage you to see that journaling process. I'm going to leave some of my videos linked in the description below, and also right here on the right hand side, so you can see how those pages come together. These pages are mine, and it's something that I love to see, the evolution of the pages. For example, here you see that I used a stamp, and once I put it down, I did not like the way it looked. I have the freedom because the pages are mine, and I don't have a design or some expectations that I need to meet. I am able to just redo the page. I'm not afraid to use whiteout or to use washi just to cover my little mistakes or the little things that I didn't like. It is here that stickers come in handy. I have this sticker book that I bought a few years ago when the Happy Planner had that big sale where they just sent a bunch of their, not a bunch of, but there were 2 sticker book designs to Dollar Tree. And I think I had my sister-in-law and friends just looking around Dollar Tree stores for the books because the books were just $1 and I have a few. And I don't know why they put it for $1, but it was just a blessing to me. And I am able to use this sticker book. This one is the seasonal one, and it's just have this really cute different designs for each season, and I decided to use the ones for the fall since I was setting up for September, which came in handy to fix the oopsie daisy that I did in my currently pages. Not only do I use stickers, I also like to use markers. And one design that you will see through my pages is this dots. I don't know what it is, but I just love to put dots in my pages. I think they look pretty, and that's what I use in my pages. Now, since I like using 3 colors, I love to interchange the way that I do those boxes around my pages. So the first page I used a mustard colored. Now for this one I am using this blue color. I feel that bringing those 3 colors to my pages brings this cohesive look that when I look at the pages I know, oh, this 3 or 4 spreads are for September, or this are for the month, and I just like the way it looks. It also helps me to guide me in the colors that I'm going to use for my stickers. And many times I tend to gravitate to the same stickers when I'm doing other spreads, but I notice when I'm doing my currently pages, I am able to use stickers that I will normally bypass because I'm sticking to a color. So I am able to look for the stickers that are mustard, for example, for this spread, or the colors that are blue, or the ones that are red, and I am able to utilize all this stuff in my stash. And by the way, I am going to leave the stuff that I'm using linked in the description down below. And here you see me putting different things on the pages that is going to help me to say the story. This pages right here I'm setting up is for the stuff that I am currently watching. I'd like to use the little sticker notes to write any list, for example, apps that I was watching, series that I was watching, my top to go YouTube channels, whatever I feel like putting in that little sticky note. It is very helpful because it lets me know the stuff that I was into for that month. And this brings me to this thing that I want to share with you, and is that you make journaling whatever you want it to be. You don't have to have a cookie cutter journaling page from another person. You just make it your own. You write about what brings you joy. And right now, what is bringing me joy is to journal about the things that I am watching, all those things that are catching my attention. For some reason, I find joy in just looking through a series, or to the music that I was listening, the podcast, or the books that I was reading, and then having all of that media, all of that information on pages where I can just look back and see the pretty things that I was able to create just by putting colors together, stickers and stamps. And it just brings me a lot of joy, and it brings me joy to share with you, to be able to show you what my creative process is, and hoping that you can find some inspiration and start your own journaling journey. journaling and documenting your story doesn't have to be difficult. You can just make it your own. It took me a few, I would say, years to come to a place where I am happy with the way that I journal and the way that I set up my pages, because I had this false expectations that, or belief that I needed to do journaling a certain way. And I found it that it was so frustrating for me. I needed to check these boxes to be a good journaler, or do this or that to find that journaling piece. And what I was able to do was just to find myself and find the things that brought me joy. And then I said, this is what I want to document. This is what I want to journal about. I want to be able to reflect on a series perhaps that I was watching. I want to be able to look at the stuff that I was listening and how was my mood during that month. And I'll see it time after time. Sometimes one month I could be listening to music that were oldies, and then when I reflect on that month, I noticed that perhaps that month I was missing my family. And I was just reminiscing in my years growing up and all the things that we did. So it's just a beauty that we are able to express on paper all the things that we're feeling in our hearts and in our minds, and that we are able to create something and just put it on paper that is going to bring us joy. So do what you need to do to document your story, because it's so worth it and is so cathartic and such a way to let your creative juices flow. I encourage you to do that for you, for your mental health, for to do it because it brings you joy. And maybe this is not the way that journaling will bring you joy. Maybe you like to do videos. Maybe you like to paint. Do whatever you need to do to take care of yourself. So I hope that you have found inspiration in this video. I am leaving here the pages that I have created. I have other videos that I would love for you to watch and continue your journaling journey. And thank you so much for watching. And if you have not done it, please subscribe, hit the like button, and make sure to comment below. I would love to connect with you. I would love to encourage you and for you to encourage me in our journaling journeys. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, it is never too late to start creating something new. So start today. Let your creative juices flow, and let's do magic on paper. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Me llega esa duda que siempre estremece. Si valgo algo, ¿quién soy? Si alguien me amara como soy. Me he sentido mal todos estos meses, pero sé que el día vendrá